Hi, my name is Corbin Lindsay with Business Tax Mitigation. Thanks for taking a moment to find out how is it that we help you mitigate taxes 40 to 60% on average. Larger businesses, even more. Well, let's focus first on the three areas that we help with business owners. One is growing your business. This is where we show you strategies called tax mitigation that is proven strategies to reduce your taxes 40 to 60%. Larger businesses, 80 to 100%. Why does the CPA not be able to normally mitigate taxes? Because they're focused on back taxes. They're focused on last year's tax return. Sometimes after December 31st, your options have gone away. You have to mitigate in the same year for most of the strategies. So working with your CPA, not replacing them, but working with them, we're going to be like the cardiologist and they're the primary care doctor. Their function is to file your quarterly returns, to do your tax returns for both business and individual, to also do your payroll and accounting perhaps. We come in the door and we help build a tax structure that allows you to mitigate those taxes. What about when it goes to sell your business? If that's down the road for you or around the corner, we're going to show you how to mitigate up to 20%. There are some tax codes that if you change the tax structure of your company, you can actually go from $0 to $15 million of exemptions. This does require the CPA to take off their tax hat and put on their legal hat. That just doesn't happen very often. At our business tax mitigation company, we have a tax attorney that has a complete team that knows how to build this out and help you mitigate taxes on the sale of your business, or maybe just the sale of some of your assets like real estate. How do you mitigate 20%? And then finally, everyone's focused on retirement. How is it that you can build a tax-free retirement income and use the tax deductions to get into a tax-free retirement income? And on top of that, if your business is worth $10 million or above, ask us about leveraging. This is where we can double and triple your retirement income by using our financial team if you qualify. Well, our process is very simple. Under the business tax mitigation, there's four main categories that we focus on: tax deductions, tax credits, tax-free, and tax depreciation. Looking at those four categories, we apply them to a lot of different areas that your business might actually focus on. Our process to work with us is quite simple. First, you click the link down below, you schedule with us on our calendar. We have about a 15 to 30-minute conversation about your business and what you're doing and your biggest concerns. We'll find out how much tax that you paid, and we'll have you fill in our questionnaire. At that point, let's talk a little bit further about taking the next step. We will, before the call is over, show you a tax strategy sample of a couple of different companies that we've done tax mitigation for. If that makes sense to you, we would ask you then to upload your tax documents, and 1 week later, we're going to meet with you, and we're going to go through what does your tax strategy look like, all at no cost. We believe in our process so much that we don't have to charge you for a tax strategy review. However, if at that point you're like, I love it, I want to make the next step, then you would engage with our services and you would sign an engagement agreement. You make the payment portal for our services, and Elizabeth Brown, shown here on the side, she will schedule a 1-hour meeting. During that meeting, she'll take each of the strategies, could be 7, 8, 9, 10 strategies. She'll break them down into 3 parts. The first part will be, what is the strategy and how does it work? The second part is, what is the impact to your business? How much tax savings do we think that you're going to save? And number 3, how do we actually implement that process into your business? She will do that for each and every one of those steps. So that's going to be the tax strategy review. Once you sign off, maybe your CPA also signs off on it, then we go to work and we implement 30, 60, 90-day time periods to implement different types of strategies. We need to make sure we get it done before the end of the year. So we don't want to wait till the last quarter. We need time to make sure with the holidays that we can get these things done. Best time to get started is today. Let's get started on looking at what is it that you can save on your taxes. The documents that we need are quite simple. We need a simple tax return, your most recent, a personal financial statement, and a profit and loss. Oh, be sure to fill in that questionnaire, but those are the documents that we need to get a really solid picture on what we can do to help you. If this makes sense to you, I look forward to you scheduling an appointment just right down below on our calendar. And my name is Corbin with Business Tax Mitigation. Thanks for your time.